What's up guys, it's Toby here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And it looks like Jurgen Klopp has been given the green light to go ahead and bid for Renato Sanches. Lille have huge financial problems after the France TV deal collapsed very recently. I will talk about that in detail, why that happened, and also why Lille are wanting to sell some of their star players. And also, if you enjoy these transfer news updates, leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news videos. And Liverpool are in pole position, according to this report, to sign Renato Sanches this summer. And the way that the TV deal in France collapsed is nothing short of extraordinary, because a China media company called Media Pro, I think that's their name, they came in last season and they blew everyone else out of the water. Canal Plus, the French TV station, basically the French Sky Sports, they have been broadcasting the French league since like 1986 or something like that, so for a long time. And the Media Pro, which is a Chinese backed company, they got huge funding from China. They bid an extremely high amount for this TV deal, so they blew everyone out of the water. But then, instead of getting 3 or 4 million subscribers for their network, they only got 600,000 subscribers. And after like 1 month or 2 months in to their 4-year deal, they signed a 4-year deal to broadcast French football. They basically, after 1 or 2 months, they paid the penalty and they terminated their contract. This happened last season. So then Canal Plus came in and they broadcasted the rest of the season for the same amount that they paid last year. But then this year, the French league sold 80% of the games to Amazon Prime for a fee that the other 20% was sold for to, I think, beIN Sports and Canal Plus. They had a joint contract, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. Basically, what that means is that overall, French clubs lost more than 400 million pounds worth of TV contract on top of the pandemic, which already got huge losses for the French clubs because of the pandemic, because of the closed stadiums. They were already hugely in financial deficit. So these factors combined result in Lille and Lyon and other big French clubs having to sell some of their star players. And Liverpool identified Renato Sanches as the perfect replacement for Gino Wijnaldum. The 23-year-old Renato Sanches is on a deal until 2023 at Lille, where they won the French league last season in amazing circumstances, and Lille appear ready to sell Renato Sanches to help balance their book, mainly because of the pandemic and of the collapse of the TV deal. In addition, a trusted transfer journalist Fabrizio Romano said this on his YouTube channel: Renato Sanches wants to go, he wants to leave Lille. I also know that Lille are prepared to sell Renato Sanches, and Lille are seeking around 25 million pounds for Renato Sanches. That is would be an absolutely brilliant deal for Liverpool, in my opinion. And both the L'Equipe newspaper and the Sport Italia suggest that Liverpool are in pole position to sign Renato Sanches. And Renato Sanches really grew into a world-class midfielder at Lille. Previously at Bayern and at Swansea he had some problems, but now he matured and he is now playing as a really good player. And it looks like the transfer guru Michael Edwards is poised to open talks with Lille over a deal. The potential signing of Renato Sanches has also been backed by Paul Robinson, the former England goalkeeper. He said, "We have seen the injury problems that Liverpool have had this year, and Wijnaldum has really been one of their mainstays, one of their ever-present players in the squad. You see Wijnaldum's performances and the goals he has got in the Euros. He's going to be a real miss for Liverpool. I think Renato Sanches can do that job, can fill that void. He's a top-class player, but you look at Liverpool and you worry that they don't have the finances to invest. I personally think they have missed the real trick by not signing Wijnaldum to a new deal." Well, Liverpool wanted to sign Wijnaldum on a new deal, but we couldn't match the salary that he is getting at Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, Wijnaldum was on a 600,000 pounds per week. He's earning 310,000 pounds per week at Paris Saint-Germain. So 5 times the salary that he was on at Liverpool. Liverpool just can't compete with that salary. The length of the contract was the reason reason that's been speculated, according to Paul Robinson, that Wijnaldum didn't re-sign. But at his age and his fitness, there was no reason not to give him that length of the contract. No, it wasn't the length of the contract, it was the wages. Wijnaldum wanted to basically earn as much as Salah or Van Dijk, 250k weekly wages, and Liverpool weren't giving him that. We don't want to give a huge contract to a 30-year-old player who wants to have a 4-year contract as well. Paul Robinson also said that he's a player that you will need to spend a fair amount of money to replace, so it would have been a better business decision and financial decision. You are not going to get a better player. Well, you could argue that, but you could also argue that if Liverpool sign Renato Sanches for 25-30 million, and Renato Sanches will be on a fraction of the contract that Wijnaldum will be on at PSG, Liverpool overall save money in the long term. And also Renato Sanches has great resale value. If we sign Wijnaldum on a big contract for the next 4 years, after that we get absolutely nothing in return. If you sign Renato Sanches for 25-30 million, you could sell him for 50-60 million 5 years from now, when he will be just 29 years old, and also his wages will be considerably lower. So I don't necessarily agree it was a bad financial and business decision not to extend Wijnaldum's contract. And this is what Fabrizio Romano said about Liverpool's immediate plans in the transfer window. What I have been told, Romano said, is that the strategy for Liverpool is not immediately going for a midfielder, but I think they want to wait. Their priority is to go for some wingers. Then at the end of the market, maybe some opportunity may be open up for signing a midfielder. We need to wait a bit on this deal, but they have always been appreciating Renato Sanches, and he would love to go back to the Premier League. I think the reason why Liverpool want to wait is we want to get rid of some fringe players. We are in the process of selling Marco Grujic to Porto for like 10-15 million. We also are in the process of selling Harry Wilson, and we want to sell maybe Shaqiri, maybe we want to sell Origi, we want to sell other fringe players. And if we sold most of the fringe players, then Liverpool will know how much money they will have in the transfer budget. And also the Goals journalist Neil Jones has spoken recently about Liverpool's possibility of signing Renato Sanches. He said, I don't personally think Liverpool will sign him this summer, unless of course the deal becomes one of those ones that you think is too good to turn down. I've spoken to people at Liverpool who say, well, really the costs associated with it, the idea that they would buy him to not start for Liverpool, just doesn't sort of fit, and it doesn't make sense on a few levels. But I don't understand this thinking. Renato Sanches is a bargain for 25-30 million. We are getting a player who is easily will be worth 50-60 million when he hits his prime. He's only 23 years old. He is only going to get better. Jurgen Klopp will develop him, mold him, and really nurture him into a world-class midfielder. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He has lungs to run for days. He has the physicality, the passing range, and also he can score some goals as well. But he is a midfield dynamo, similarly to Wijnaldum. So I'm fully convinced that for 30 million or something like that, he would be great value for money. But let me know what do you think about that in the comments below. And it looks like Liverpool rejected the chance to sign Ozan Kabak for an astonishingly low fee, which is around 8.5 million. That is, I think, a huge miss for Liverpool. I don't think that's the right decision. For 8.5 million, you are not getting a player who has the experience, the talent, the knowledge, the work rate of Ozan Kabak at centre back. I think it would have been an absolute bargain. And Schalke previously asked for around 18 million for Ozan Kabak, but now that Schalke have Ozan Kabak back from the loan at Liverpool, they only asked for 8.5 million because after being relegated to the Bundesliga, second Bundesliga, to the German second division, Schalke really needs some funds. They can't pay Ozan Kabak's salary, which is not a huge salary, but in the second Bundesliga, I guess finances are even tighter for Schalke. But I think one of the main reasons why Liverpool didn't sign Ozan Kabak is that we can only have a certain amount of foreign players in our squad. We need to have a certain amount of homegrown players, and we can have a certain amount of foreign players in the squad. And I think we are already pretty stacked, and unless we sell some players, there is just no room to sign foreign players, or if there is room, we are leaving that room to sign an attacker and a central midfielder. And also, according to the transfer guru Fabrizio Romano, he claims that the Serie A side Sassuolo have made their first move for Marko Grujic, the Serbia international, and it looks like the 25-year-old is a hot commodity, because after his two very successful loan spells at Hertha Berlin and Porto, I think it is good that he was in a decent league both times, where he played a lot of games, so clubs know what they are getting if they are signing Marko Grujic. And it looks like 3 clubs in the Championship are targeting Harry Wilson: West Bromwich Albion, who just got relegated with Sam Allardyce from the Premier League, and also Cardiff City and Swansea, 2 Welsh sides, are targeting Harry Wilson. He was on loan at Cardiff, and he's Welsh, so he would love to play in his home country, Wales. And also newly promoted Premier League club Brentford are also in the race for Harry Wilson, but it just shows that that's Harry Wilson's level. Probably he's not on the level of Liverpool and what it is required, so it's really sad to see, but I think Harry Wilson would do well playing for any of these 4 clubs, really. And also Kostas Tsimikas gave a very good interview after joining the pre-season training camp. He said, "I'm very happy to be back with the boys. Everything is good. Training is hard, intense, but this will help us a lot for the next few games. The first 6 months were very difficult for me because I had COVID, then I had 2 injuries, but the second half of the year was very good. I trained very hard. Now I'm more than ready, in good shape to give everything for the team and help achieve our goals. I know I have to challenge the best left back in the world, Andy Robertson. This gives me the power to do my work very well and to continue working hard, to continue to be as good as I can be. My target for next season is to stay healthy, first of all, and after to play more games and help my team." And I think a good Kostas Tsimikas would be a very welcome addition to Liverpool. Joe Gomez also gave an interview saying that it's nice to be back among the boys. It's been a long time, so I'm relishing it. Of course, after such a long layoff, it's not the case of just being thrown into the deep end. We will probably have to do some adaptations, the likes of myself and Virgil van Dijk. That's where it's nice to work alongside each other. We had different injuries, but we have been in it together all the way. There will be days where we have to do something more suitable for us, but to do team training today after such a long time means a lot. I think, speaking for us both, we loved every minute of it. There are times at the beginning when it feels daunting and you think, how am I going to get back to that level? But we have such good staff around us here, and everyone works together to do everything to prepare us for this moment. You get to a certain point and then it's just a buzz to get back to doing what you do. It's been a longer journey and a tough one, but that was the reward I think we needed, and there will be many more. Our first game and stuff like that, they are all monumental moments. We are all working towards one goal, to try and play our part come the start of the season. Everyone is on their own journeys, but having the people around you to work with in such a good environment, such good facilities, it makes it a lot easier. There were so many moments right at the beginning when we were at home on the sofa and we couldn't move. We were FaceTiming and speaking about things with Virgil van Dijk. It's someone to relate to vent to at times when you are frustrated. So it was massive that we had each other to bounce off. I think we are both thankful to have had each other. It was cruel circumstances, but it definitely made things easier. No one comes into preseason buzzing to run, but for us it has that little edge to it. I don't know how long it will last. We are buzzing to be out here on the grass, and those hours that we spent in the gym that I endured, I was just thinking about this moment. Each moment I am happy to run at the moment and enjoy it. You know what, I've picked up quite a bit of reading, and I made sure to bring my Kindle out here. We are here for a few days, so I didn't want to underestimate how many books to bring and so on. And I've got my Xbox as well, so it's brilliant. And also I congratulate Joe Gomez on getting married this summer. It's lovely, he said, a married life, not much changes, but it was a special day for us both, and the day I will remember forever, for sure. It was a nice end to the summer, so that's good to see. And Jurgen Klopp talked about how long of a break some players had during the summer, which is really important, because basically the last 2 seasons Liverpool players hardly had a break between them. Mo Salah had 7 weeks, Sadio didn't because he played for Senegal, so I think he had around about 5 weeks of break, but it is incredibly long. They are used to 2.5, 3 weeks break in the summer, which I said it plenty of times is not enough. But now the guys from the Euros and the guys from the Copa America have around about 3 weeks of break. That's what we can give them, and that's what we will give them. Then they have not a long preseason, but they didn't have a long break, so that's absolutely okay. So they get as long as we could. We squeezed everything out again for them, that they can really have the proper rest they need. But in the end, it's about getting a rest, using the rest, coming back, starting again with all you can, because next season is around the corner. And to be honest, the last season there's not a lot of good things to say, but we went through a really tough period. We got through it, so that made us obviously 100% stronger. A brilliant season is great if you play that and have some success and all these kind of things, but to deal with it is maybe a challenge, and these kind of things. After the season we had to get through and finish third was incredible. Now we are all really looking forward to the next season, because we are more experienced now, and this experience we should better use it. So come on Liverpool, I'm really excited for the first preseason game, which will be on the 20th of July. So bring it on. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.